This girl, I made of my world. Stand behind everything, man, of my word. Never gave you less than what you deserve. Still, there's more that you think you reserve. Unappreciated, unalleviated. Cold world, but the truth burns. Gave everything that you sold, never served. Self-worth, what I showed, now you feeling old.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Elisha here, and welcome back to Go. This is the show where we discuss everything in the world of football from the past weekend. By we, of course, I mean myself, yeah boy, and you, the wonderful people of the world of football. This week we have a lot to talk about, especially Premier League related stuff. It's nearing the end of the season. There's a lot of things going on. Let's get right to the business.
Grinding, what's happening this whole time? Let's save me a life at a big.
Listen, I love Haribo's. This video is not sponsored by Haribo, but it could be. Haribo, hit me up. Let's get the sponsorship going. Let's hit me up. Anyways, first and foremost, just want to congratulate Paris Saint-Germain on being League 1 champions. So today, they played their game against Monaco. They were pronounced winners of League way before they even started the game, but they won the game anyways. Mbappe scored a hat-trick against his former team. It's crazy how the number 3 was such a big part of... It's just such a big factor in Mbappe's career, as in, like, this is his third back-to-back Ligue 1 win. He did it against his former team that he actually won his first Ligue 1 with, and he got a hat-trick, and this is his third hat-trick of the season. So it's just a fun little statistics for you. But it's not like it came as a surprise that PSG were going to win Ligue 1. It was kind of just one of those things where it's like, it's just a matter of time. So just let's get to it, okay? Especially since of all the L's they took in last week, them losing 5-1. It's just like, just win your Ligue 1 so we could move on, please. No offense, but it just seems like, you know, with all the money they spend, you would think there just would be a lot more. Like, we kind of expect them to win the league. And good news, though, really good news. Neymar came back today, came back on the pitch after a while of being injured. It seems like he never 100% fully recovered to his last injury before the end of the season last year, and then that carried on throughout the World Cup, and then he got injured again, and he didn't get hit or anything like that. It was all just walking funny on the field, and then he had to get surgery and recover from that, and he's finally back at the end of the season. But hopefully he can stay healthy next season so we can see a full Neymar and see really if he can be an important addition to PSG in the Champions League, so they could get farther than just the round of 16 or the quarterfinals. But it seems like it's just way more than just one player. It's the league itself. You know, if it's not as challenging, then once you get to play with the big boys, you're not really going to be in your element like that. There has to be a lot more that League brings to them so they could be ready for the Champions League. But now, let us move on to the Premier League, where Manchester United just can't stop losing. Can't stop, won't stop. Call Diddy for this, because they lost 4-0 against Everton. 4-0 against Everton this weekend, right after they lost, and I'm going to get to the Champions League also a little bit later on, right after they lost 3-0 to Barca in the Champions League, second leg of the quarterfinals. De Gea has holes in his hands or something. I don't know what's going on. Supposedly the best goalkeeper in the world. 7 goals in the space of how many days? Come on, bruh. It's less than a week. We've conceded 7 goals. Take a break. The season's over. Who's the second choice goalkeeper for Manchester United? Romero? Get him on there. Get him on. Get him some more playing time, because it seems like De Gea is a little bit tired. We understand. You've had to save, and it's kind of messed up low key, because it's like he saves them so many times, and now that during the important times he's kind of like falling short, and it's showing you that maybe Manchester United just have a bigger problem, and when the best goalkeeper in the world isn't saving them, they're conceding a lot of goals and they're not scoring enough. So yeah, they need to kind of fix that, especially since Ole Gunnar's job is, you know, they just gave him a permanent contract, or a full contract, I should say, for a couple years. So don't mess that up. Don't make the board regret hiring you. But then on the other side of Manchester City keep their league on top of the Premier League as they beat Tottenham 1-0. Phil Foden. 1-0. This league is magical. I'm telling you. Like, come on, man. A draw is all Liverpool needed. A draw from City. That's it. They lose 2 points. Bang. Liverpool is almost, it's almost guaranteed they got this. And Tottenham is one of 2 teams that are most likely, that can really upset Man City for this title race. One of 2 teams, Tottenham and Manchester United, who just lost 4-0 to Everton. So so Liverpool are kind of shaking right now because they have an easy lineup. They have a relatively easy lineup for the rest of the season in the Premier League at least. And now City, the biggest team that could have really stopped them from celebrating at the end of the season, just lost to them 1-0. Tragic. But yeah, next week, Manchester City meets Manchester United, actually Wednesday, 2 days from now. We're going to have a Manchester derby, end of the season. Now, here's why this could be a good thing for Liverpool, okay? Manchester United just lost 4-0, of course, to Everton. So they have something to prove. They're like, you know what? We're going to end this on a good note. We're not going to have this loss stain the rest of our season. We're going to upset Manchester City. I think that United really have the capacity to do something big on Wednesday. I'm not saying they're going to win. If they hold City to a draw, then that's all Liverpool needs to win this season. And I really believe that United can do this, which sucks because they're bigger rivals of Liverpool than they are of City. So I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere deep down these players would be like, we don't really want to win against City because we don't want Liverpool to win the league. But the competitive side of them is like, nah, this is every game counts. We need to win this because we still trying to stay in top 4 and we're battling for that. So we gonna try to beat City if that's what it takes. But I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Can Manchester United actually beat City and give Liverpool that advantage that they so desperately need, that lucky break that can possibly give them that Champions League trophy? Can they do it? Let me know down in the comments below. But now let's move on to the long instance of what I know y'all been waiting. I know y'all been waiting for this. All right, let's talk about the Champions League. First up, let's get a round of applause for Ajax, man. Come on. Netherlands in a building. Hands up. For Amsterdam, Holland, Amsterdam, you know what I'm saying? Ajax beat Juventus to move on to the Champions League semifinals. A young team, a good team, a solid team. No amount of money in the world can predict that was, like, you can't quality on that day. That's all matters. It doesn't matter what the price tag of your team is, how many star players. You got to show up on the day that it matters. And the thing that was revealed that Ronaldo said to his mom after the game is that he can't work miracles. He scored his goal during the second leg. He scored one during the first leg. That's kind of all you expect. He did his job. And the rest of Juventus didn't. And they lost. And that's just the reality of it. But I'm not even trying to focus on Ronaldo and Juventus right now. Like, Ajax really made it to the semifinals of the Champions League. And now in the Eredivisie, they're going to actually accommodate that and switch up their fixtures a little bit. And they discussed it with the rest of the league so that Ajax can actually have some rest time because they have to play a lot more than the other teams during the Champions League. I mean, it's prideful enough for their league and for the country that they're there. So they're gonna move some things around and make sure that they're good to go and full on ready to compete for the rest of these things. Because at this point, anybody can win it. Anybody can really win it. Anybody can win it, including my boys, Barcelona, who defeated 3-0. They beat Manchester United this week at the Camp Nou. And I told y'all, I doubt that Manchester United could do much away against Barca. It's just not. I said it. What did you expect? It's just not gonna happen. There's not much to it. Barca were better. United came out on fire, like pressing a lot, really attacking, putting some pressure. But we've seen that so many times before where teams are like, we're gonna go out against Barca and really like try to press them. Like we're trying to corner them and just give them nothing. But you get tired. That's one thing. And Barca they don't lose their composure. And if they keep their shape, they're going to catch you, especially in the second half. Like they're going to suffocate you. So it's all about being consistent throughout the whole game. The first 15 minutes, after that, and you don't have the same passion anymore, then they'll attack you. But now moving on to the game of the week, possibly one of the highlight reel games of the entire season, Manchester City versus Tottenham. Part 2. We were expecting goals, and we got goals. We were expecting Premier League team, English team controversy, and we got it. VAR in full effect. Twice. And I watch those footages over and over again. VAR got it correctly. VAR got it right. But it's still incredible to see that what if it wasn't there? You know, it's still human behavior. Like the replay is being watched by human beings. There's still going to be errors. There's still going to be mistakes. I think they totally got it right. But Tottenham really beat Man City. And so many people were happy. They were happy that Tottenham got City. They were like, oh, especially Arsenal fans, like now Tottenham are out of the Champions League. Get him up out of there. And it's all good. It's not all good. Because now they moved on to the semis. Strong performance without Harry Kane. And a Dele Alli that just came from injury. He didn't even score. He was out there playing FIFA Street, though, nutmegging people left and right. But that's besides the point. Tottenham, wonderful performance. Raheem Sterling, top 5 players in the world right now. Like, give him his credit. Give this man his credit. Give this man his credit. If it wasn't for VAR, Raheem Sterling's name would have been plastered all over media, all over the newspapers, everywhere. All the media pages and platforms that were clowning him before and trying to put him down, everybody would have been on him if he would have scored that goal and they would have allowed it. But nah, VAR came through. But still, that does not deny how great this man was. His performance throughout the season has been just incredible. I say he's definitely going to be one of the finalists for the Ballon d'Or, especially if City win the Premier League. Of course, you know, it's kind of like you almost have to win the Champions League nowadays to win the Ballon d'Or too and your domestic league. But he's definitely going to be up there. And who knows, maybe things will switch up this year and you won't actually have to win the Champions League to do it. We'll see. Depending on who wins it, all of those are big factors. And then one game that we really don't have to talk much about, Liverpool versus Porto. Liverpool beat that, got Porto up out of there, moved on to the semifinals. And now we know who is going to be in the finals of the Champions League. Ajax versus Tottenham and Liverpool versus FC Barcelona. Strong lineups. Of course, anybody can win it. At this point, it's anybody's trophy to win. Who's going to make it to the finals? Over 2 legs, I think Barca could get Liverpool up out of there. It's not going to be easy. Definitely think they can do it. Ajax versus Tottenham, I don't know. That's the game, even as a Barca fan, that's the fixture I'm most looking forward to. Ajax Tottenham. Like, I really want to watch both legs of that game, those games live, and just like just witnessing that, because those teams are both so special. Like, they don't have the crazy amount. They both of their stories are so unique, especially Ajax being more of the underdogs during in this stage of the Champions League, and Tottenham making 0 purchases this whole season and still getting to the point that they are is incredible. Really looking forward to that. But then let's talk Bundesliga, who actually has no teams in the Champions League left this season, but nonetheless, it's still very interesting what's going on. Like I said before, very similar to the Premier League right now. Dortmund, Bayern, same predicament, same thing right now, but they have like 3 games left in the end of the season. Dortmund have kind of the harder lineup, especially since their last game of the season is against Mönchengladbach. But then again, Bayern have Leipzig to play, so it's and in Bundesliga teams, especially end of the season, you never know. It's still very intense, right? But Dortmund are kind of more in they're in the same position as Liverpool, but they have kind of a similar lineup in terms of games that City has. It's weird, but it's very, very similar. But I'm excited for this. I think it's, especially next week is going to be very important in the Bundesliga, especially for Bayern Dortmund. Looking forward to those games and seeing who slips up first. Somebody is gonna. I know that for sure. Is it going to be Bayern? Is it going to be Dortmund? Let's see what happens. But now let's go all the way back over here in the U.S. and Chicago, Colorado. Chicago won that fixture 4-1. Also, Orlando beat Vancouver 1-0. Same thing as New England beating New York Red Bulls 1-0. And just like the Chicago, Colorado lineup, San Jose beat Sporting KC 4-1. It seems like there's a lot of mirroring score lines in the MLS this week. It's weird. Stop doing that. Get your own scores. Get your own stuff. But finally, New York City FC finally got themselves a win, 2-0 against DC United, even though they didn't have the most possession in that game, but more shots, more passes, the ball was flowing, the boys were attacking, they got them 2 goals in, bing, 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 bing. And they won that game. All right, keep up the good work next game. All right, move on. Let's get that 3 points. Come on, New York. But what I really wanted to focus on in the MLS this week is the fact that Carlos Vela, is anybody else paying attention? This man has 9 goals, 5 assists. He's top in goals and assists in the MLS this year, killing it absolutely in all areas of the game. And we watching, man. We watching. This man is making a strong case for MVP early on in the season, and if he keeps going like this, by the end, I will, the amount of goals that he's gonna have is gonna be ridiculous. Y'all better try really hard to keep him in the team, really, really hard, cause then Europe's gonna come calling, and y'all gotta. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this week in goal, for this week in the world of football. Why am I dapping myself up? If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like for it. Make sure you drop a like for football. Drop some comments, thoughts, reactions, whatever. All right, make sure you check out the social media and the music right down there in the description. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Slap that like button, slap that subscribe button. Just give it a, you feel me? Just slap that. And I'll see you guys next time on Goal. Peace.
Point A, that but times 2. Good days always outweigh the bad days.